obviously. Number 10, Alfred's dream state. Believe it or not, people do still hold fast to the theory that in the ending of The Dark Knight Rises, Bruce Wayne being alive and well in Florence is all a dream in Alfred's grief-addled mind. You may be thinking, wait, who the hell thinks that? Caps lock, but they do. Go look for them. Now don't get me wrong, the science of Bruce Wayne escaping the blast radius of a 4-megaton neutron bomb in 30 seconds makes -0 sense, and the idea of Bruce Wayne giving up on being Batman fills me with that nerd rage, but let's be honest, he's alive. Look at the facts, the autopilot, the entire character arc of the trilogy being will there be a day when you don't need Batman. Also, why would Alfred dream up Selina Kyle? Well, I guess he's a horny old man. Actually, I don't want to think about that one too much. Number 9, The Coens fool us all. No Country for Old Men is a film that starts off steeped in the movie archetypes of crime and Western movies. A deal goes bad, there's tainted money up for grabs, an anti-hero and his family are haunted by an unstoppable black hat villain, there's the old white hat sheriff hero. Everything more or less falls into genre place until the end, where the Coens go, oops, sorry, and flip the table. They kill the protagonist off screen, leave his family's fate up in the air, let the villain get away, and the film ends with Tommy Lee Jones recounting his dreams, which is the chemical opposite of a pulse-pounding action scene. Many fans were left baffled and frustrated by this perceived trolling or blue-balling of the fans. Others see it as a deconstruction of film structure itself as a means of exploring issues of fate and self-determinism. Ultimately, they're both right as long as they debate. That's the whole point of the movie. It's not that the post-film discussion will clarify the point of the movie. The post-film discussion is the point of the movie. Number 8, Alex is Cured. In A Clockwork Orange, Stanley Kubrick's love song to ultra-violence and boundary-crushing depictions of sexual horror, main character Alex is, quote, cured of his violent and sexual proclivities via the experimental Ludovico technique. However, it all goes wrong, leaving him a broken wretch unable to control his physical functions. The film ends with him being offered a job by the government in recompense and imagining himself having sex in the snow while he says, I was cured all right. So, say the fans, wait, what? Is he cured then? He's cured? Good, Alex is cured. However, and there is room for confusion, after all, in the original novella, Alex finds himself actually losing his love of violence and contemplates settling down. Well, turns out no, despite confusion. The cured line is meant sarcastically, i.e., he's cured of being cured and can return to his days of hedonism, no longer restricted by pesky moral redemption. Number 7, Doubt sets in. Doubt is a movie about just that. Doubt in a man, in the church system as a whole, even in yourself. Sister Bouvier, the queen of pretending, Meryl Streep, is set on proving that Father Flynn, aka the late great Philip Seymour Hoffman, has conducted an intimate relationship with a young altar boy. She eventually forces him from his position in the church, but he winds up being promoted and no one knows whether or not the abuse existed or not. Fans go to and fro on the ending, claiming that maybe he did abuse a child, but maybe a different one, citing shots where a different boy can be seen flinching from Father Flynn. Again, the film is explicitly designed not to give answers, and anyone who puts forward conclusive proof one way or the other is missing the point, that it's not about having evidence. It's about the crippling and morally destructive power of doubt and doubt alone. Number 6, Off-Ride Shane. Shane is a movie about a dude called Shane. You're with me so far. Shane is a gunslinger who's trying to put his days of slinging guns behind him, but of course, guns get slung and folk get dead. The film ends with Shane, wounded, riding away alone on his horse as a young boy shouts. The big questions for the fans is, did he live? Or did he die? You got fans saying that, well, come on, he only suffered a minor wound, and you got others saying he's riding past Cemetery Hill, the doy. And again, the point isn't that he lives or dies, is that he's leaving. He is the symbol of the Western era coming to a close, the lawless masculinity of the Old West being consumed by a changing society. There's no place for Shane anymore, whether he lives or whether he dies. Number 5, It's Not All a Dream. Total Recall is a movie with a woman with 3 boobies in it. Apparently there's more stuff in it, but
I'm not interested in that.
Arnold Schwarzenegger plays Douglas Quaid, who undergoes a process that will allow him to have a simulated adventure in his own mind. The procedure unlocks repressed memories, however, and instead of dreaming of being a super spy, it turns out he is a super spy. Adventure ensues and the film ends happily on Mars. Thank goodness, say the fans, that wasn't all a dream. Except, you know,
get ready for a surprise!
It totally was all a dream. Before Quaid's put into the machine and is activated, the text says, blue sky on Mars, which is exactly how the movie ends. Another piece of evidence, the screen fades to white, like, say, Waking Up. And if you stick around after the credits, you can hear the Recall company music, implying that the whole thing is a corporate product. Still, at least when Arnie wakes up, he'll get to go home to 90s Sharon Stone.
If you don't trust me, you can tie me up.
Number 4, Travis Finds Happiness. Taxi Driver was a film that saw Martin Scorsese explode onto the filmmaking scene. A savage film about mental illness and powerlessness in an increasingly dismal society, it ends with Travis Bickle erupting in a surge of violence, killing a pimp and his colleagues, and rescuing a young prostitute played by Jodie Foster. The film ends with him still driving his taxi and being treated with more respect by one of his clients. It's gonna be okay, right? Well, no, probably not. Scorsese's gone on record as saying that the ending of the film is not designed to be a happy one. Rather, the glance that Travis gives in his rearview mirror is meant to imply that he's a ticking time bomb, ready to explode in another fit of violence after being validated by the last one. He'll go off again, and according to the film's writer, probably die in the process.
You must think I'm pretty sick or something.
Number 3, Till Death Do They Part. The Graduate is a movie that defined a generation and the confusion and anxiety that befalls those stuck between leaving college and becoming a fully defined adult. Benjamin Braddock spends the entire film acting on impulse, not being sure what he wants, and the film ends with him crashing his ex-girlfriend Elaine's wedding and convincing her to run away with him. They board a bus and for a moment are breathlessly happy. It's a positive ending, right? Thinks a lot of people, but no, not at all. Ben has acted again without thinking about his future, and the two look at each other and the smiles fade. They begin to second guess what they want, what they've done, and the film actually ends on a damning indictment of the impetuousness of youth. Number 2, Just Keep Spinning. Inception is a movie about a dream, inside a dream, inside a dream, inside a riddle, inside a Rube Goldberg machine, which is inside a bloody dream. Basically, if you just scream the words brain science into a bag filled with coins, you get Inception. The end of the film has divided fans for years. Cobb finally finds his way home to be with his children and spins his top, which when it falls, tells him he's not still in a dream. Hobbs walks away and the top keeps spinning. Before it falls, the film ends. Is he in a dream or isn't he? There are pages and pages and pages of theories on either side. The top wobbles before the screen cuts to black, which suggests he isn't in a dream, but you also never see his kids' faces, which suggests that, wait, he is in a dream, but then. However, again, it's not really the point. Cobb is home. He's happy. He's no longer paranoid and obsessed with knowing whether or not he's in a dream. He walks away from the top. That's the important part. Everything else is just Nolan twisting the crowd around his little finger because he likes complicated plots. And number 1, what's up with the space baby? 2001, A Space Odyssey, and God